Thank you so much for talking to us, Mr. Biswas. Where is your entire art and craft practice originating from?
We have been working in Bengal for the last 20 years almost, and specifically in and around Bengal, the weaving clusters, and with a focus on jamdani. Because in the year 2000, when me and my wife we started, we thought we would start our own thing, and we went into the village to see what they would offer. We saw that the looms, especially the jamdani hand looms, they were being dismantled and being sold off as firewood. So that kind of kindled something inside that, and what we thought is that with so much of skill and knowledge that they have, it's heart wrenching to see that they can't use it to sustain their livelihood.
So you wanted an intervention to try and provide.
Exactly.
So were you interested in looking at the whole production process to improve, or the product to become contemporary?
I think both in a way, but it was more about the products than the process, because the process they already had. They had the skills, they had the know-how how to do things.
But what they make with it becomes more relevant.
Yeah, because I think what was important at that point of time is to create something for the market which was relevant at that point of time, because they were still doing things which their forefathers had taught.
Talk a little bit about the jamdani process itself. I mean, how
jamdani process is an extra weft technique of brocading basically, and where you can see the patterns that they create. If you look at the back, right, that they turn the threads and they create the pattern. So earlier this is a version of the Dhakai jamdani technique which they used to practice in Bangladesh. But this was much more cruder and coarser. And then what we started doing is we tried and understood their skill levels and things that they couldn't do and could do, and then we worked around that and created patterns and motifs in a way which would suit their skill levels.
How did this project really come about, for Serendipity, or is it something that you were working on already?
No, Serendipity was not in my mind at that time. Last 2 years I've been thinking about that we always look at Indian textile from a very historical ideas, and let's talk about what used to happen 200 years back, 100 years back, but we don't really consider or appreciate the skills that we still have and what they can still create.
Sure. So, and what is this project about? Can you dive a little deeper?
This project is about basically to show how versatile a traditional skill is and how modern and contemporary things can be created with it, and also to inspire other designers and people who want to take it up and work on it, because sometimes people get a little they kind of get a little taken aback, or they kind of don't indulge in the process because they don't always think it is contemporary. They always think it to be traditional.
Sure.
So this whole project was a purpose to
use the tradition, show it in
also
contemporary,
to inspire people.
Fantastic.
This piece, if you see, this is actually a traditional jamdani. We call it machi booty. And what we have done is, with the machi booty, we have just let the thread hang loose along with a chiffon ball, which again you can see is dyed in various shades of indigo. So by just slightly twisting it a little bit and just looking at it from a different angle, we could create, along with the traditional weavers, these absolutely modern and contemporary pieces.
The idea of Weftscapes came in because we wanted to speak about the idea of what an extra weft does to a textile. And when Bappaditya Biswas, the artist, came to me talking about the need to take jamdani away from its roots of just being a decorative pattern, we thought, let's look at what are the different ways in which can be explored so that craft has a new space in the 21st century. It is not ossified just to remaining a literal meaning of taking a small pattern, making it bigger, smaller, and just being a decorative motif anymore. So crafts in that sense can only be experimented with when you try something new. And the whole idea behind Weftscapes was to see what are the different materials that can be added into the weft of a garment, of a textile which has just been woven, and what are the other possibilities that come out of this? Does it necessarily have to remain a textile to be worn? Can it be protective outer clothing? Can it be clothing that can serve, say, perhaps as a fire retardant? Can it be textiles that can be used to tell other kinds of political messages? Can it be something that can be used to tell stories of communities who are being part of something? Especially the story of indigo, which is something that we've covered as an exhibition here. This is an indigo installation. The struggle of the indigo farmers of Bengal is a much valued storyline, and we are trying to describe visually the struggles that the indigo farmers had under colonial rule, where they were forced to create indigo for the markets to be exported on to the Western world, and the kind of struggle they had and the kind of abject poverty they were reduced to by being forced to farm for indigo. And the entire exhibition here uses multiple shades of indigo in its weft and warp, and we just thought we would create a visual imagery of what it means to be a slave of indigo, yet at the same time how the extraordinary tones of indigo allow us to create jamdanis of different kinds. So while there is a happy end to the story, there is also a poignancy to the historicity of where this story emerges from, and that is really what this installation is trying to tell.
It's wonderful to be here today at the Serendipity Arts Festival for many reasons, but especially because here we are in this space looking at jamdani in a very contemporary, edgy, now way.